Alright guys, I have returned to the scene of the crime. This was where I was fishing at last week when I lost what I think was a really big flathead. So I thought, you know, we're right here in the middle of the spawn. Fishing's terrible anyway. Why don't I just come back out here and hit this same spot again? So I went out yesterday evening. I got some white bass, as you can see, pretty good size here. So I'm going to cut these up. I'm going to have 2 rods with white bass heads this morning and another one with a body section, and we're just going to soak some baits this morning and hope for the best and see what we get into. Let me get these cut up. We'll drop them down. All right, y'all, there's the first bait. Just like I said, a huge white bass head. We're gonna drop it down. I'm gonna be suspend fishing today. I'm going to have my baits just a couple feet off the bottom. And I'm sitting here in a secondary channel. I'm in 38 feet of water here where I'm sitting at, and there's just a hole. There's a hole in the secondary channel. We had a lot of rain over the weekend, so TVA's really kicked up the current flow, and they're actually spilling up at Fort Loudon Dam. But as far downstream as I'm fishing, I'm not in, in an unsafe situation at all. But out in the main channel there is pretty good current flow, but over here in the secondary channel the current flow is very light. As you can see here, there's a light breeze blowing upstream, and I'm kind of cockeyed here with what little current flow there is. So like I said, we're just going to soak some baits this morning, hope for the best. We're right here in the middle of the spawn, so I don't have a lot of hope, but I like just getting out here, and any fish I get today will be a bonus, and we'll have a good time with it. Let's finish up getting baited. Alright guys, there's the second piece. Like I said, just a big hunk of white bass. Go big or go home today. That's the motto. Hopefully there's going to be a big flathead. Wouldn't mind it being the same one that I hooked into last week. Come along and gobble that thing up. Alright, there's the last bait, just another white bass head. Drop it down. Right there. He's after it, buddy. There's the bait over there. See if we can get him. It's good to have a fish on again, guys. Alright guys, we got us one. Skunk is out. Let's let him go. See if we can find one a little bigger. Like I said, I ain't complaining. I got 0 expectations today. So anything I catch is a bonus. But we got that old skunk out. That's always the hardest part, is getting the first one. We'll drop the same bait back down. One of the good things about using white bass is it's a pretty tough bait. You can oftentimes catch multiple fish on the same bait. We'll drop it back down and we'll do it again. There it goes. Fish on. You hit it. I wasn't sure if it hooked up, and it took off on me. This one ate the white bass head. It's actually the same head that caught that other fish earlier. These other 2 baits on this other side of the kayak ain't been touched. I had to move from where I was fishing earlier just because of the wind. The direction it's blowing just ain't lending me to be able to fish over there. This ain't a bad fish right here now. Stand up and bring that in. Just to get hold of him. That's what he eat right there. An old white bass head. Oh, crap. Well, guys. That fish was so dang ornery. I was trying to get him a picture of him here on this measuring board, And thankfully I got the pictures, but before I could get him situated and hold him up here to show him to you all, gone. It was a good fish. It's like 37.5 inches, so pretty good fish, but you get to see much of him, unfortunately. Let's pick up on it and get him. Looked like a nice takedown. He was immediately starting to roll with it, which is typically something smaller fish do. Don't feel too terribly bad though. Yeah, this is, I don't think this is too bad a fish, y'all. Let's get this other camera going here. I can do a better job landing this fish than I did the last one. Actually, maybe get a picture or two of it. This one also ate a white bass head. This ate the bigger head that I had on. So usually when a fish does that, when they hit it and immediately just start rolling down there, that's usually a smaller one. He feels like he's got a little bit of weight on him anyway. Thought this wind was going to blow me off the water early, but after I moved out of that secondary channel and got over here on this side of the river, the way the wind's blowing kind of this way, I'm protected from it. I'm kind of shielded here. Guys, this is a pretty good fish. This one's bigger than the last one, I think. He fooled me. Alright, y'all. We're going to bring this one in here. This one's heavy. This one's heavy. Yeah. Yes. Bam! That's a good fish. That's a good fish. Not only is it a good fish anytime, it's a great fish right now. This time of year. When most of our, at least our big males anyway, are on the nest. And that's what it eat. Big old white bass head. Okay, so right here, this one's got a mark on him right here. He's got something on there on him. Something's happened to him. Or her, whatever. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I want to get some pictures on this board of this and get some links on it, but I'm gonna hold it up here and get some actual pictures first. That way we don't have a debacle like the last time. Look at that. Yeah, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. The sun's coming at me from an angle. I hope it ain't messing with the camera. Well, this thing has pooped all over the kayak and me. It's all down my leg and everything. I don't mind. Alright, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to set down a second. I'm going to set this board up. I think this one's a little longer than the last one. The last one was like 37.5 inches. But I think this one might beat that. So let me get situated here. Alright guys, one more look here. That fish is just under 43 inches. So dang nice fish anytime, but especially like I said this time of year. Alright, let's get it back in the water. Go on, you big old ugly thing. Get on out of here. Got one on, get that camera going. He's still on there? Yeah, he's still on there. Oh, goodness. Hooked up again. I apologize if that camera's getting some wind noise right now. It's kind of been gusting at times, kind of been swirling through here. Shifted, it's blowing slightly different direction than what it was earlier. this way. This fish is going sideways. He said he's going to go wherever he dang well please. It's another pretty good fish, man. Woo-wee! That's a good one. Bring him on in. Get that line around him. Get that old hook out. That one also ate the white bass head. Now let's hold him up here. Look at that. I'll tell you what, y'all, I did not come out here expecting to get, you know, a lot of blue cats today, at least not this size anyway. I thought I might come out here and get some decent numbers of small fish, but it's been some quality fish today, and man, am I thankful for it too. I love it. That's why you play the game, man. This is why, you know, fishing during the spawn ain't a good time to fish for really size or numbers typically, but you know, I've said it before in a million other videos, you can't catch them from the couch, and anytime you got baits in the water, you got a chance. You just never know when some good fish are going to be moving through. Today there's been 3 of them moving through, so all right, we'll throw him on the board. All right, y'all, that fish is 40.5 inches, so nice fish. It's not particularly fat, but it's a long fish. And it was a fun fight. Alright, let's say goodbye. Why don't you go down there and get even bigger? Let's do it again someday. Look at there. Gone.